Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. We are starting off a new case here, the Kew Gardens drama. And as you saw, we're going to go to the Botanical Gardens. Let's go. Oh, wait, should I read my mail first? Let's do that first. Hang on. I don't want to leave. I want to read my letters. Yes. There's bees everywhere. Dear Mr. Holmes, I have finally found the courage to write you a letter. I can scarcely find the words to express my gratitude for your kindness. On that terrible day, I believed my life to be ruined, but at the same time I realized there to be one person in the world who truly loved me and who I loved in return. His name we both know. He is Captain Jack Crocker. His love has given me true reason to live. Even if we cannot be together in the end, none of this could have happened without you, Mr. Holmes. Yours sincerely, Mary Brackenstall. Fantastic. And here's my chronicle, my souvenirs. What did I get out of this one? I got a bloody fork. Nice. Fantastic. Alright, let's go to the gardens.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
I don't know why, but that cut off there just made me laugh. Do you really intend on investigating the theft of some plants? Yes. Is it really so unbelievable, Watson? The great Sherlock Holmes wouldn't be interested in plants?
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favour for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The 2 of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
Interesting. Somebody died here, and then somebody stole the plants. If this... nothing's jumping out of me. I'm not like, there's an ice dagger this time round, so... How curious. Let's see if we can work out what happened.
The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
Do not touch.
Are they poisonous plants? Why would somebody steal plants? Oh dear.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
Are you going to read them out loud for me, Holmes? Because I am historically terrible at reading out plant names. Oh god, what have we got? Dionea carnivorous, Carlina inebriae, Florum diabolica. Oh, these seem distinctly potentially lethal.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
Maybe somebody stole them to make poisons? Heart attack? Could be related. Didn't want the evidence of what was used to kill the man to be in the same room as him, but then why would you put them in the show in the first place? A tree.
These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
I haven't done that, I'm afraid.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
Some fragments on the floor.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
Okay. How does that help me?
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Why is there blood?
Blood.
Did he fall?
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound.
The son had a plaster on his chin. Footprints? Thin black tracks.
The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
Interesting. What else am I not seeing? Broken esconson?
The esconson was breached near the handle.
Interesting. Really forced the door.
The door was smashed at shoulder height.
You'd think somebody might have
This
noticed.
door handle is new. It was recently changed. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
think you might be right, Watson. Am I missing something here? A broken
This pot
pot.
was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Let's go into imagination mode. Okay, so breaking the door, knocking over the pot, falling on the fence. Watch sequence? You bust open the door, it was like, oh no, I'm in trouble, heart attack, smack.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
Let's go have a look. The Colonial Collection. Yes.
Very strange. Half of the Colonial Collection is absent. The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
He's cleaned the floor.
These windows were perfectly cleaned.
A stone chip. What could this be?
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow.
Did he smack it over his head or something?
A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
What do we have in our deductions then? Emptied Colonial Collection. Dunn was trapped. I don't think they're related. They are related. Okay, never mind. We need to perform an autopsy. Perform an autopsy on Montague Dunn. The death is suspicious. Why had he forced the door of the Colonial Collection Room? Why had someone cleaned and emptied the room? Was it a trap or a simple accident? Okay, anything in here that I need to look at before I leave? Oh,
These
plants.
plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
Ah, yes, Singapore, British India, Calcutta. Our territory's a bit smaller these days. Stiff upper lip and all that. Colonial room
According to
parameters.
this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Interesting. Make sure there's nothing here. A
This is
ventilation.
one of the
grid.
outlets of the ventilation system.
Okay, I guess I'll just leave that open. In there, is there? No, strange. Could have gassed him, I suppose. Right, well, I guess we need to go perform an autopsy, and that's going to be at Scotland Yard, I imagine. Yes.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
The autopsy room is down here, yes? Yes, it is.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
I'm going to say it looks relatively fine. Let's start with the right arm.
No redness, stings, or bruises.
Left arm?
Nothing suspicious here.
Okay.
There are no
Best.
suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
Yeah, let's look at his face. Oh, he's got a bonk on the head.
There is an injury to the skull. most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse. The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma. Now, let us examine the internal organs.
The bone saw? Oh god. Oh, good lord. Okay. Well, let's have a look at the liver. Let's just take it out. Yep. This is normal.
The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction. The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs.
Okay, pop that back in. Stomach?
The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs.
I'm under the impression when you look at organs and things, you don't just like whip them out.
There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
Okay. Let's have a look at his lungs.
The lungs are congested and edematous.
I don't know what that means. Oh, hello.
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
Check his heart.
The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs. The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
So the lungs.
My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
we should inform Lestrade?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No. A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Fantastic. Alright, what have we got in our thing here? Dunn was trapped in poisoning? I'm guessing it came from the vent. Probably the most logical idea there. Dunn was poisoned. After being trapped in the Colonial Collection Room by the killer, Montague Dunn was affected by inhaling a virulent vegetal poison. Good lord. Nasty way to go. I don't think there's anything we can do here, so we're going to have to go back, aren't we? Yeah, go back to Kew Gardens. What a lovely place. Right, let's talk to this person here. Can I get a profile on you? I can. Right. Glasses. Myopic, inexpensive glasses. Dirty collar. Strange. Missing some buttons, but I don't think that matters that much. Unmarried. Gardener's hands. Right, what can you tell me about the emptied colonial room?
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, Oh, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Can you tell me about Dune's death?
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
What was your relationship with the Dune or Dunn?
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression. Great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
What do you know of his lifestyle?
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say? He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That and...
And...
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
What about lethal plants?
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Okay. Well, we got a profile for him. Martin Hamish is unmarried. His hands and nails resemble those of a gardener. They are dirty and swollen. He is short-sighted, wearing bifocals to correct his vision. He is very plain. He works hard, to the point of neglecting his appearance, and it is sadly unlikely he has had any female companion. He lives alone. Okay. And you know what? Before I have a look around the Kew Gardens, I think I'm going to end it here. We shall have a look around in the next episode. So thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel and the coffee supporters. And as always, I'll see you next time.